Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. In our last episode, we did quite a bit in the last two episodes rather, in the new refining of slag into ores. I've expanded it a little bit since then. I now have 3 and 4. I have so I should just pin that over here. I've made quite a few changes actually. We need probably just a bit more purified water, but this isn't really running full tilt, so I'm going to leave it alone. I might live to regret it, but I think we'll be okay enough. And then we also have to compensate for the amount of purified water we're using here too, which I think is a little bit more. But again, I think we'll be close enough that I'm fine with it. If not, well, we'll add more. But for right now, I'm okay with it because we're not really using all of it anyway. And so I started to get ready to do this episode, and then I started looking at some numbers. And I was also doing some expansion and some rearranging of things as part of that. And I was looking at some numbers, and I was looking at this. Or actually, at those two. At the new recipes we're going to start looking at today. But this one, in order to make 2 total plates per second, we're using 2.25 plus 0.75, so 3 ore to 2 plates. If I come out here... actually, we should look at the crushed, but still it's 3. It's 3 crushed. 3 crushed ore to 2 plates. In this scenario with the sorting facilities, we're using 3 ore to make 1.65 plates, which I was a little bit weirded out about. And so these recipes, unless I'm missing something, these recipes aren't actually better. And in fact, they're actually worse. But... what we can do with these is we can sort other ores, and I want to just maybe grab one of those, sort and obtain other ores. So I want to grab one of those buildings that I have here in my inventory, one of these sorters, and we'll also grab one of these here, which I'm just going to pull these 2 out, because I don't have them hooked up anyways. Let's just do it this way. Bots, thank you. Do it this way. So we can not just sort Sapphirite and Stereotype, we can also sort Rubyite and Bobmonium, as well as the recipe we were doing before. And so Rubyite leads to several things depending on how they can be refined and sorted. And so if we look at Rubyite, we can do this here, and we can see that we can get lead and nickel out of this, as well as some returning slag, which is kind of an interesting addition to this mess. Because we are using a lot of slag, but we also could use more because this technically would draw 30 of these, and we have 21, I think. Yeah, 21. So, and then we can do the same thing for Bobmonium. It's the same basic things. I don't really need to even look at that part of it. But we can look at Bobmonium here, and we can see here that we get tin and silicon. Silicon becomes glass, I believe, eventually. We don't have the recipe for that yet. But the, and we can actually just look at those here. Lead and nickel and tin and silicon. Now, lead and tin are something we're going to need pretty soon. And silicon as well, probably for the glass. But nickel we actually don't need right away. But we still want to sort a little bit of these items into a little bit of other things. So what I want to do is I want to put these back in here. And then I want to set one of them to Rubyite and one of them to Bobmonium. And then we'll produce those couple of things. And then I want to take a couple of more crushers down here. I'll take this like this, there and there. And I want to make those into Rubyite and Bobmonium. There. And we can take this belt through. And I'm leaving this here so that we can have other things later. These will output again, but I want to do probably just the one, actually. We'll do something like this, but I should have done this differently. Why don't you go like this? No, don't do that. That was stupid. Do this, and that'll be fine. Do I not have? I don't have. Do some more of these, mate, please. That's fine. Don't care. Just power poles. Who cares? Once that gets made, we'll push this stuff in, and then these I need to actually do some more ore refining in order to get to this. I'm also thinking I think I should do this like that, and then these here instead. to have our less common things or whatever up there, because I have so much iron. I have a pocket full of iron, plus all the iron that's here, which is a little bit of too much iron. Maybe I could even do... Actually, I could even do a little bit of shenanigans here. Let's do this, and then that, and then more belts. And then one of these, like this. And then I'm going to put a bunch of this iron back in the system here. That's probably enough. Copper I'm not as worried about because it's not that much. But this will at least give us a little bit more... Actually, that won't help. That doesn't help at all, Wally. What about... It doesn't help at all. Forget it. Because that's just going to sit there then. Because that's not working. We need to do some research is what we need to do. Or do some manufacturing or do something. Because we are just so far overwhelmed by all of this, I think, that it needs to be done. What I should have done here, speaking of things that need to be done, is I should have this back over here somewhere. That's fine. And then this can be here, backwards, there. That'll sort those things nicely. I can force those things in there again. And then we can at least do a little bit of this sorting task, and then smelt those ores as well. And I think I'm just going to do these kind of the quick, lazy way. Oh, I didn't actually do this correctly either. What did you get? That was weird. It has a bunch of crushed tephorite in there. Probably because I did the Shift C. Yeah, probably. Should I do the sorting here or should I do it over there? Good question. I moved this stuff thinking that I would want to do it here, but in thinking about it, maybe I'd let this continue along and just do it over here on the far side. Because they're going to come up this side of the bus anyways. So maybe I do that and I just did this for nothing, but that's okay because sometimes you do things for nothing. Let's go under this, and then we'll continue that along and do our split-offs for these two items. We need to have one sorter each. That's all we're going to need, because if you saw here, even for all of what we're making, we only needed 1.47 sorters. All of the crushed of everything together we're making. The total crushed minerals we're making, about 3. You only need probably 1.5 sorters. So 2 sorters total should be enough. I have plenty of landfill here. We can just go sick on the landfill, and there's more in the box. And then we can just do these sorters here, and they can do this like so, probably. Rubyite and bobmonium. They will crush and return those ores. We can smelt or deal with those as we want, but they're also going to return slag. And we have to actually send the slag back over here to get reprocessed. So I want to set that up. We'll just do this as a loop, I think. And then here at the end of the loop, we'll just split off the slag. Output priority left for slag, left for slag. And then you can go up this way and loop around again and do something like that. I will take, we'll just do one inserter coming out of each and one inserter going to each for now. I'm just going to do them like this, probably, or should I do the split off? The issue here is that if Rubyite gets past this one, yeah, I need to do a split off, because if Rubyite gets past that one, then we're going to have a problem. Or I could just do a loop. No, not quite there, really. There, here, and there. We'll do a priority input from the right, just to make sure that the loop wins. And that'll be fine, just in case we get some Rubyite past. Power comes this way, of course. And then I need to get it up here, too. I'm just going to do maybe this and that, just to get power up here. And this will not work until we do some research. We should probably just do some research. Let's do yellow belts. And then I want to do this near inserters as well. Because, well, that makes some of our stuff a bit less insane. Like I can get rid of these things, for instance, to balance the belts out. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. And then we just need to smelt those. And I don't think I have any smelters made. Just 2, I think, will be more than enough for what we're doing here. I'm just going to set those here next to each other. Actually, we need 4. Well, we probably don't need 4, actually. We need 1 for lead, 1 for tin, and 1 for glass, because there is no nickel, as I mentioned earlier, yet. There is nickel, but just not yet. Thank you for finishing that so quickly. That's glass here, and as you can see, there's no nickel yet. So we'll take care of that. I want to bring some fuel in here, but I might just do this one by hand for now. And then we can just do some more inserters here. Do that one and this one. I don't know. That one too. And then these can come on into boxes for now, and that'll be fine. We can do... whatchamacallit later. Fuel automated later. They're not going to produce that much, so I think it's fine. Just take like a few of each. There you go. That'll do. And then I want to take this back. How do I want to get this back over there? How do I want to get this back over there? Ouch. Maybe I should change how I'm bringing the fuel up here. I need to move this either way because it's not connected anymore. Maybe I should just do something like this. Boxes. Stone here. Bricks here. And then you need a little bit of fuel. Not much. Because there's not anything for you to do. With those two things researched already. I think I want to do Metallurgy 1 next. But that's going to be the next episode for sure. And then, if I can get this thing to go, which I guess I can't because we just don't have enough stuff here. We could kind of trigger or trip it up a little bit by pulling some of this stuff out, probably. Just letting things flow again, maybe? Maybe. So much iron and copper that I actually don't know what to do with it now. Alright, we're almost there now. Okay, and then let's fix this slag belt, and I think I want to just take it across there. I forgot about power up here, too. Power. There and there is fine. No, it's not. I lied. Let's go there and there, though. Just for fun. This can come this way, and I'm out of belts again already. Well, there's a use for iron. We could also make these, but they need tin plates, so we have a little bit of time, yet we gotta get the tin going first. This is fine. This is fine. And then what? I think switching this fuel belt to be coming from here would be better. So that means, though, that this all goes in my pocket, which isn't the best situation, but it is what it is. That all can come in my pocket. I want to do maybe... no, not that. I gotta figure out still how to get it into there, which I could just do some sort of shenanigans to do that. Let's bring the slag back this way. Let's take this, take that. Use a lot of iron now, but hey, we got iron. Oh, do we got iron. We can come across here, and then we can go back up again, like this. And then I want to bring... That's not going to work. This, because remember, these only have a span of 2. Do this, and then do this, I guess. It's not the best situation either. How much slag are we going to get out of this? Nowhere near this amount. Nowhere near 1.5, but even so, it should be fine, I think. Yeah, like, probably... Well, 1.5 would be if we had all 8 of these going. So, if we have 2 of them going, then it would be... That's not going to work anyway because of that. Oh, no, and I have this... That's not good either. Because I have a problem here. Change that. Well, maybe don't change it, but change it for enough for now. Take this out. We need to sort out this. Oops. Sort through this. and come back this way. Okay. And then whatever I had here can go right there. I think that's enough of a nightmare for today. We'll see. At least we have red and brown coming through here a little bit, but they're just going to get stuck again. Man. I have too much stuff. Too much stuff. Yeah, I got to get rid of some of this iron somehow. So I think what we should do is probably try to put it into a box. Here, maybe. Let's do this. Let me build my little box. Oh, I don't need boxes. A box or two. I'm going to do the copper as well. Let's do this. We'll do inserter like this. Inserter like this. There. Outsider there. And then outsider there. So I need to have this shift by 2 belts either way. I think if I just do it like that, and then I bring these back in like this, it'll be fine. You need some power. And I can do the same thing with copper. And at least that way I can stuff some iron in there, which means I don't need these balancers anymore either. Anyway. And I can also unload some of that copper that's in my pocket too, if I wanted. What did I do? I must have used it for crafting. Let's do the copper one here, because we have some room here. And you can do this for sure, and you can do that for sure. And then you just need to have some power up there. Metallurgy finished already, but like I said, we're going to save that for the next one. I think this will be all right, because at least then the copper's going to get, the copper and iron are going to get buffered, which means we'll actually start using this again. And that means that we will have some of this other stuff getting made. Unfortunately, well, you know what? I could show it. Let's just pick up some of this to let it flow through. Pick up some of this to let it flow through. I really wanted to have this working today. And then as I was working on things, it got a little too crazy. Because of course it did. Got too backed up because I'm not doing any research. Did we unlock anything that's worth doing yet? I don't want to do these yet. Don't. I really don't. I want to save them until we're ready to do them, kind of things. Not because I don't want to do them, because I do want to do them, but that'll do for now. So this will crush and then, or sorry, sort. We've already crushed. We're crushing over here. It'll sort them out and turn them into those component ores plus slag. And then these guys can just keep circling until we pick up everything. We do need one more thing here, though. And that is another box. And that box is going to be for... I can't do it this way. I gotta do it this way. That box is going to be for nickel. Nickel? Nickel, 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 nickel. And then we'll just put that up here. An arm in here. And that'll be fine. We're just going to store that for kind of indefinite, but not totally indefinite. Just until we have a use for it, which will be a little while later. And that'll be fine. And as soon as we have inserters we can sort, that'll be even better. One last thing since we unlocked it. We now have this here. This is kind of a bonus segment here. If you know how Bob's inserters work, you can probably end the episode. But first glass at 13 hours. You can change the offset, the position on the belt at which the inserter drops. The inserter always drops on the far side directly across from it. But if you wanted to, for some reason, shift it up there, you could do that. And it'll drop it up on this point instead of this point. Not a huge difference there, but the real difference is when you do near versus far. And near means that it's going to put it on the near side of the belt here. And that means that you can have a balanced belt going in and a balanced belt coming out. And so I want to do that here, 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 and here, and here. And that way, every other furnace is going on either side of the belt, which means we have a little bit more even of a belt eventually here, once these guys get their stuff together, collected up and handled. And then, assuming that these are, which they are, outputting on the right sides of the belt, if they weren't, we could tweak that a little bit to make sure that they put this stuff on correctly on the belts. This one is putting on the right side because it defaults to the right. When you go center, it goes right. And this one here is putting on the left side of the belt because it's already defaulting to far here. Same thing with these two, since these are in the same orientation. And so we can easily get away with putting the items on the belt exactly where we want them, whereas before we weren't able to do that. Did I offload all of my crushed ores? I did. So I'm going to do a little bit of, again, offline work to get through this. You're going to need more of this, aren't you? You need more outputs. Okay. That we can handle. Do that. I don't think that's good enough, though. No, but I'm going to move it over there. If more outputs isn't enough, we can also do near. And that way we can use both sides of the belt again. And that'll also make sure that both sides of the belt are used when the slag is returned and everything. So that should work better. We have a bunch of backlog here, which is why these are getting so backed up. But I think that'll work a little bit better because they'll be able to unload. And we might do a little bit more loading here too. I might need a second input. Yeah, I'm gonna need a second input too. I'll move you over here. Can't. Can't. All right. This actually then needs to go here anyway. That will be fine, actually. And then that way we can get enough in here and enough out of here to make sure that those things get processed properly. So we're going to leave this here, and in the next episode we will continue our advancement into more technology, including the metallurgy that we just unlocked. I'll look at the additional techs here and see if there's anything else we want to have going. These ones will probably be the next ones we do, but we might look at that one first. We'll see. But until then, let me know if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, and I will try to incorporate anything that I can into future episodes. But otherwise, we will continue this as we can. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.